Okay, this video is about how to create a quote for your customer. So let's look for our customer. We're looking for Bill. Bill Gates is a customer of ours. And we'll click him. Search in the search bar and we found him. And we have some information about him here. Where he is, his telephone number, etc. And we can click any of these and get into his account. And we can see that he owes us £720 at the minute. This is his account overview. So he'll have one account, but he may have lots of orders badged to that account. So let's just have a look for his orders. We see we've got an order here that was created today for gas heating, and it was boiler installation. So let's click on that. And this pops up with all of his details. And we can see that we have an order log here about what has happened with his account and who's been working on it. And let's just go down and have a look at his quotes. We can see that he's had 2. And he hasn't accepted either of them because his decision is still a question mark. The profit on those and the value, and we're going to add another one. We're going to give Bill another quote for a bigger job. So as we normally do, you've got the navigation here, the pencil which allows us to edit this information on the site address, but here's where we want to add something. So we've got the plus. So we click that, and we're going to give him a brief summary of this job. So it's going to be to build a new internal heating system for Bill, and it's going to take us 5 days, we think. So we'll save that. You can see that that's been saved, and whenever you see this green bar, just click the X button and it will take you down to the right place in the page. And we can see the summary of job. Build, I spelled that wrong. Build a new internal heating system, and it's going to estimated time to complete 5 days. And we're going to give some information on this part of the screen. The quote information. Go to the plus again. So we want to add some details. You might not want to add too many details. You might want to give him just a fixed price. But you've got options: labour, materials, congestion charge, parking, other charges, waste disposal, discount. These are customizable, but for the first instance, let's just say we're going to do some labour, and we're going to say that it's 5 days, 2 people. Description details: gas engineers. Now the rate PPPD is the rate per person per day, and this is how much these engineers are going to cost us, the business. We'll put this information in now, and we can not only work out exactly how much we're going to make on this job, but we can also work out at the end of the month how much we're going to make on all of our jobs, what our costs have been, what our revenue has been. So we're going to say that these guys are going to cost us £150 per person per day. We can add the markup on the slider. We can mark up by percentage, or we can say, look, we need to make £100 on each of these guys per day. We're going to press save on that. Again, we're going to press X on the green thing to tell us it's successful, and we can see that it's now built a line into our quote. Labour, 2 persons, £2,500, and we might want to keep adding more and more information to this and building up the costs. So we're going to say materials, say 1. I'm going to say a massive boiler because he's got such a large house, and we're going to ask who's going to supply this boiler. And we've got some options at this point. It may be us, the company, but it may be if you're using subcontractors that you want them to supply it. So you click that, and that means there's no confusion about who's purchasing this. But let's just say that we're buying it, and we're buying it for £9,000, and we're going to make £5,000 on it. So we'll save that, and we can see that it's going to cost Bill £14,000, and we're going to make £5,000, and it's now starting to build up quite a detailed profile of this quote. It's working out our markup overall, it's working out our profit overall, and it's working out the cost to the customer, and it's also added our VAT in. So it's asked for a deposit, which is a default of 50%, but you can edit this for more or less. You might want to cover all of your materials and ask for 75%, we'll add another line. Let's say that we're also going to charge Bill for waste disposal of his old system. Of old boiler. And again, we're going to do that. And we think that's going to cost us £500. And we're going to put £500 on it. Save it. Go up to the green bar. And it's put the line in again. Added the VAT. And now Bill's bill is £21,000, and we're looking for a deposit of £10,500. And we're happy with that, so we're going to give him a brief description of the work. Build a new boiler system. But you may have a template here that you cut and paste in, something that gives you a line-by-line description of the job that you're doing. You might also want to add some pictures, which you can add there. You might want to add a video, or a link to a video. You might want to add a file, which would be a PDF, which is about, just a brochure for his shiny new boiler. But we'll just keep it simple. Let's press save. And the further details we might want to add are, I can install this new system for you on Tuesday if you let me know by Monday. You can spell check it, but I'll just run through it. We saved that, we're happy with that. We have a quick look, figures seem right. Let's just go and preview this quote now. We go up to the top, get our menu, preview quote, and this is going to come out in the colours of the company that we are doing it from, which is Greendale, and this is configurable from the settings, so you'll be able to put your own logo in and your own colours, so it looks professional. Let's have a quick look through. It's got the details, which is the great thing about the system. You only ever put those details in once and you never have to type them in again. And so description of the quote, and we're going to say, yep, do you know what, we're happy with that. Let's email this quote to Bill Gates. We can add some other people. We might want to email it to Melinda or Sergey, who recommended us. And we can change the subject, but the subject for this is your quotation from Greendale. So we're going to send that quote, and you can see that's very quick. The quote has been sent, and we can now see that the quote has been issued to the customer, and we can also see in the order log that I have sent a quote to the customer, so you can see exactly what is going on and who's taking actions in this account. If we're going to want to go back, we can have a look at all of his quotes and the quote that we've just created at any time. And now we've got a record of this quote, we can actually track this quote. We can say, see exactly where it is at any time. We can see that it has been sent, and with all of our quotes now, we've got a way to manage them, and more importantly, we've got somewhere to chase them up. They're not just in a folder, they're ordered. So if we wanted to, we can search for these quotes on an advanced feature. Who sent them out, who owns them, the results, rejected, accepted, which department. Which means that we can manage these quotes, and we've found that basically once you start using the system and you start managing your quotes properly, you can see up to 30% increase in the acceptance, because most people just want to be contacted about their quote. They're not too worried about whether it's more expensive or less expensive, or they are, but just the sheer fact of contacting someone shows how professional you are and that you're running your business correctly. So have a look for the next section on this, which is quotes, how to deal with them, and that will show you exactly what happens once the customer has decided to accept a quote or to reject a quote, and the processes that you take from that point on. But that concludes this video.